Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Theos here, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be doing a movie review on The Equalizer. So, The Equalizer came out in the year 2014 and is directed by Anthony Fuqua and is based on a classic TV show that aired in the 1980s and stars Denzel Washington, Chloe Grace Moretz, David Harbour, Haley Bennett, Martin Scott Cass, Bill Pullman, Melissa Leo, etc. And so The Equalizer tells the story of Robert McCall's Robert McCall, played by Denzel Washington, who is living out of retirement, and but then one day, in a cafe, she encounters a young girl named Terry, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. Well, they call her by another name aside from Terry, but I don't remember what it was. But it starts with an A. That's all I know. But one day, he witnesses Terry getting kidnapped and beaten up by Russian gangsters who are child trafficking and child trafficking and this and so this makes Robert come out of retirement to stop the Russian gangsters from ever continuing to child traffic. Now, by the way, before I move on, I just want to say I apologize for the I apologize for the background noise because there's like people cleaning the house. My maids or whatever you call it, they're cleaning the house. Yeah, downstairs. Don't worry, I'm not near them. I'm actually inside my room. I'm just but you can hear it loud. Sorry, you can hear it loud and clear from outside. Yeah, but sorry about that. So yeah, I know you guys can say, "Oh, why don't you remove the background noise?" I know I heard people tell me say that, but I just can't. But anyways, let's get on with the review of The Equalizer. So yeah, uh, I've been watching a lot of movies with Denzel Washington and directed by Antonia Fuqua recently, but I am not really yet. I have yet to talk about Denzel Washington on my channel, and now I got a chance to talk about him. So yeah, let's so I gotta talk about Denzel and Tony Fuqua first before I get into my initial review on it. So Denzel Washington, I think he's a really good he's a pretty good actor. I'm not sure if I'd say I love him, but I don't think he's ever given a bad performance. But I don't think he's an actor. But yeah, he's a really good actor. I don't think he's given a bad performance. But at the same time, though, I don't think he's but at the same time, though, he's not really an actor I'm passionate about. He's nowhere near my favorite actors list, and he's no Tom Cruise or Keanu Reeves when it comes to spectacular action stars. But Denzel Washington is still like such an awesome guy. Like he's a badass, and I love how over the top he can get, especially with his action films. But his drama films are also great too. Especially Remember the Titans, which Coach Moon from American Titans would be Denzel Washington's best performance. I actually might review Remember the Titans as a part of my Disney 100th anniversary review marathon. Which, by the way, yes, I will. I am going to be doing Disney content on my channel for both October and November. I'm gonna be talking about nothing but Disney. So yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. But yeah. That I'll further that announcement later on, maybe towards the end of the month. But yeah. Denzel Washington is great, and Anthony Fuqua is a solid director. I really enjoy Anthony Fuqua's movies. None of them are a masterpiece. None of them are masterpieces. Technically, there's one movie I think was a masterpiece, and that was Training Day. Training Day. And God damn it, fucking vacuum. Okay. I hope you guys are not gonna complain about the background noise. I hope not. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah. Training Day. And also he's actually made some films that I think are underrated, like Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, and yeah, and also the Magnificent Seven, which was a pretty solid film. So yeah, so you can see that I don't think they're bad, but like just so you can see like both are actually really good. So a Denzel Washington and Anthony Fuqua movie is that would actually make a pretty good film, and that's exactly what the Equalizer is. Is such a damn good film, man. The Equalizer is just really good. This is by far Anthony Fuqua's darkest movie to date. Like this movie is kind of like John Wick in some way, except longer and with a black lead actor. Like I got a lot of John Wick vibes when I rewatched this movie last night, and yeah, I don't know how some people how this movie got a below average review from critics. It got like a 60%, which is this close to getting a rotten score. I don't think it deserves that. I think this movie is far better than the critics make it out to be. But yeah, let's get on with everything I love about this movie. So yeah, I've said this a million times and I'll say it again. Action is my favorite genre, like ever. Action is my favorite. Action is my kind of entertainment. I know people would take comedy as their guilty pleasure, like their go-to guilty pleasure movies to entertain themselves. But to me, it's always been action. Like if I want a movie to just turn off my brain and enjoy the action, it's Equalizer. But Equalizer actually isn't a movie where you just turn off your brain and enjoy it, because let's be real here. Like there is not a lot of action to be found here. I know people may get bored if they're expecting just nothing but dumb minus action films. You know why? Because this movie is actually good, and not in a guilty pleasure good way. It actually tells a good story. Like yeah, it tells a good story, and it's actually one of the more what it's one of the darker and more mature films that I've seen from Denzel Washington's career, and also Antonia Fuqua. Into Fuqua, like, yeah, this movie is very gritty. Like, it's so gritty, and so even if there isn't an action scene, this movie is like very entertaining. It still keeps you engaged from start to finish. Start to finish with not a single scene that slows down. That slows down. And yeah. And Denzel Washington's performance in this movie is absolutely like electrifying as the lead. Yeah, this is one of Denzel Washington's better performances. Even though this movie isn't as good as Training Day, I will say Denzel Washington does give his one of his better performances. I still think Coach Boone from Remember the Titans is his best performance, but yeah, in this this movie, yeah, he is but this movie, yeah, he's excellent. I think this is when it comes to Denzel Washington in an action movie, since Remember the Titans is technically a drama, but when it comes to Denzel Washington in action movies, this is him at his best. Yeah, him at his most badass. And speaking of badass, the action scenes in this movie are absolutely electrifying, and absolutely electrifying. Yeah, I mean, I love seeing action scenes in movies, and this one is most certainly no exception. So like like the action scenes are so over the top and just so crazy. Yeah. So despite not having a lot of action scenes, you'd get some amazing action scenes, some over the top kick ass action scenes as a reward for being able to pay attention to the story, which is a very well told story that talks about coming off retirement, which may be a cliched plot point at this point, but this was one of the better executed coming off retirement cliched storylines. And I love the inclusion of child trafficking. It makes the movie a lot more interesting, and it's actually what makes the movie great. And I've seen a lot of movies that tackle child trafficking, but I could definitely say that this one does it better. in my personal opinion. This one is one of the better child trafficking movies. And as for the supporting cast, all of them I consider as as standouts. Some of them aren't really, but yeah, Denzel Washington himself isn't the best character in the movie, the best actor. My first, I think to me personally, the standout of the movie would be a tie between Chloe Grace Moretz and David Harbour. Yeah, but yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz is one of the central points characters in the film. Well, although surprisingly, I'm surprised that she's not in the film as much as I thought. But this is Denzel Washington's movie, not Chloe Grace Moretz's movies. And plus, this isn't really one of my favorite Chloe Grace Moretz roles anyway. So to me, my favorite role from her would be either Nimona or the one from the Peripheral series. She's but Chloe Grace Moretz is amazing in this one. I don't know how I feel about her wig, but I mean I still like her. She looks like completely different though. But yeah, but at the end of the movie but I mean, I like the ending. That's actually my personal favorite scene in the film, where we see Chloe Grace Moretz actually well and healthy again after getting out of the hospital, and we see her and Robert talking. Yeah, that's the thing. I love Denzel Washington and Chloe Grace Moretz's chemistry in the film. Like that is such a great. That is such great chemistry right there, and I think like they feel like a father and daughter. Can they feel like a father and daughter chemistry right there. That's how good it is. And David Harbour, yeah, if you guys don't know, David Harbour is now my favorite actor. I talk about him on Instagram, him being my favorite actor. And also Letterboxd, I mentioned it, but yeah, David Harbour is my favorite actor. Yeah, especially since he played Hopper in Stranger Things, which is one of the best characters in the show. But there's like other David Harbour like performances as well that I absolutely love. Even Hellboy 2019, I think despite my hatred towards the movie, I think David Harbour is the redeeming quality to it. So yeah, but in this one, I actually forgot that David Harbour was actually in this movie. But when he is in it, I can definitely say that he is actually great in this movie. He is like, he gave like such a great performance in this one. And also another character I consider standout is Haley Bennett's character, who I think is I assume is Teresa's sister and older sister, and she's great in this movie as well. I like her in this movie as well. And Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman, also great characters. And the main villain is actually really good. It's actually really good. Yeah. The villain actually does feel like a threat. Like he actually does feel menacing, and I actually remember him because a lot when it comes to actually movies like these, the villain would be completely forgettable and not threatening. But this movie actually does manage to have a good villain, and that's a good thing. Now, and oh yeah, also one action scene. Oh, I forgot to talk about some of the some action scenes, because let's be real, this movie has some of the best like the most memorable action scenes, like when he's beating up the Russian gangsters, and like towards I think the first or second act, one of the earlier scenes in the film. Yeah, he was like beating those Russian gangsters, and it's the first time we see like the gore in this one. Like holy crap. But by far the warehouse action scene is the best action scene in the film, especially with the, especially with the iconic shot of Denzel Washington walking under the sprinkler thingy, the sprinkler on the roof, the one that you use for fire emergencies like that. Yeah, such an iconic shot, and that's the reason that they even used that shot in the poster. So yeah, now this is most certainly not a perfect movie. Not a perfect movie, as I do have a few flaws in the film. I would say that the movie is a little too long. I'm not complaining that the movie is kind of slow and doesn't have much action, but there are some scenes where I didn't feel like I was kept engaged, and also there always is a scene towards the end of the film that felt unnecessary to me. It was a scene where Denzel where Robert went inside this Russian gangster's home, and then he just came out like out of nowhere, and I didn't even know who that guy even was, that Russian guy even was, and then he just like, hey, you got a choice. I'm gonna either kill you or do this, or I forgot what exactly he said, but you get my point. And and yeah, that scene to me felt quite unnecessary. We did not need to see that scene. There is no need for this movie to put that. But all in all, overall, yeah, this. But besides those flaws, yeah, this The Equalizer is such a damn good movie, and this is most certainly the best Equalizer movie. I know people say The Equalizer 3 is the best one, like based on the Rotten Tomatoes score, but I doubt Equalizer 3 will top this one to me. Hopefully it's better than Equalizer 2 though. So with that said, I'm gonna give the Equalizer a 4.5 out of 5. Oh yeah, also speaking of which, I am now changing my rating scale from out of tens to out of fives now. So I'm now gonna be using the 5-star rating of movie instead of 10 stars. Now yeah, that's a new change. So yeah, that's all from a review of The Equalizer. What is your opinion on this movie? Do you agree? I mean that this is such an awesome movie, and it's one of the best Denzel Washington and Anthony Fuqua movies, or are you one of those people who doesn't care about this movie? So yeah, and yeah, this is if you guys don't know, yes, I am reviewing the Equalizer movies leading up to Equalizer 3. I know the Equalizer 3 came out like 3 weeks ago, but it just came out recently in my area, and I'm seeing it tomorrow. So yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on the underwhelming Equalizer 2. So yeah, bye guys.